Today's video is brought to you by 1st Phorm. This is a pro-freedom supplement and nutrition company. They are one of us, folks. And when I think of their products for you, I think of adding value to your life. So there are two products that I need you to go check out. There will be a link in the pinned comment and on the link tree that tells them that I sent you. Go browse their wares, but first is their meat stick. This is a 20 gram protein stick. Think smoked meat. Doesn't need to be refrigerated. Eat it on the go when you're hungry. And the second thing is their energy drinks. It's an energy drink that doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. 1st Phorm has been eliminating dumb ingredients since before it was cool. When you pour it out, for instance, it looks like water. Thanks to 1st Phorm for making today's video possible. And let's get into the video. Let's recap really quick. On the campaign trail, the President of the United States said that if he was elected, he would tear up all of the Biden-era perpetrations against your Second Amendment rights in his first week, but maybe his first day. We have the clip.
Under a Trump administration, all of those Biden disasters get ripped up and torn out. My first week, but maybe my first day in office, okay? Maybe my first.
That obviously did not happen. But somewhere between the first day of being in office and the first month of being in office, specifically February 7th, the president issued an executive order directing the Attorney General to perform a review of federal regulations, specifically to zero in on the Biden era stuff, but it wasn't just limited to that. So if we quickly do our public education math, the 20th was the first day. The first week would have been the 27th. So approximately 2 weeks late. That's just for the issuing of the executive order that didn't do anything, by the way. In that executive order, he directed her to, within 30 days, come up with a report on things that he should be doing. Was briefed on what he should be doing before he even got there, but for some reason we have to kick the can down the road for 30 days. That 30 days expired on March 9th. That date has obviously came and went, although last Friday they did have a super cringe press conference where they basically talked about how awesome cops were for 2.5 hours. Wasted everybody's time. I've covered it ad nauseum at this point in time.
We will back the blue.
In the process, some journalists did some digging, and it turns out that they quietly pushed the deadline back to March 16th. That was yesterday as of the filming of today's video. And as far as the Second Amendment is concerned, crickets yesterday. But everything else that they want to show that they're out there doing, not crickets. They even have a page on the White House website where they show what shows they went on and what they talked about on each one of them. And all of the various activities that they were doing over the weekend. Yep, you best believe press releases all over the place. But when it comes to that thing that he promised to do in his first day, maybe his first week, 49 days later, here we are, and they've been very active today. Let's show you some of the things that they've published today. Economic relief, Terry's, look how popular I am. Flipping over to the DOJ website, Israel, a whole article on a tax cheat, religious land use, more migrant stuff. The point of me making this video today is to say that they're really not doing this thing. They're really trying their best to scoot this one under the rug and hope that nobody notices and everybody forgets that it was supposed to happen. They are, again, 49 days late. So, doesn't hit me in the feels real good there, Mr. President and Madam Attorney General. And Mr. Director of the ATF, what I'm saying is that if you guys want something to happen, then you guys got to go light it up. We know that they pay attention to social media. Go on X and demand, Mr. President, Madam Attorney General, where the fuck is the plan on the Second Amendment stuff? And here's the thing. Even if they just said, hey, we got it, and we're just going to release a little bit of it because some of it is tactical in nature, and we want to perhaps not clue in the anti-gun forces in this country on what we're going to do about it. I'm giving you an out. Give us something. Tell us that you're working on it. Because right now, I'm telling you, having spoken with my people in my circles, this whole thing is teetering on the edge of us just going over the edge and being like, you know what? You guys are just a carbon copy of what you did last time. You told us that you were going to be different, and it looks to us like it's just more of the same from you people. We put you there to do a job, and right now it feels like you're doing the whole horse trading thing that you did in your first administration. I would prefer to work with the administration for a change instead of fight you guys for the next 4 years. That is where the gun community and the industry is right now. We are ready to fight you. Because it looks to us like you put Pam Bondi in there, who is a clear red flag lover.
Let law enforcement come in and take the guns.
Good.
You've got this whole kicking thing about how awesome law enforcement is, even though you are on record saying that law enforcement should show up and take people's guns without due process.
You want them to take the guns and
when they are
not go through 6 months of legal trials and everything
Exactly.
And really, when we distill it down to many of the things that we're talking about, like the frame and receivers rule, the pistol brace rule, the engage in the business rule, the zero tolerance policy at the ATF, like those things are a carbon copy of what you did with bump stocks when you were here the first time around.
I directed Attorney General to clarify whether certain bump stock devices, like the one used in Las Vegas, are illegal under current law. That process began in December, and just a few moments ago, I signed a memorandum directing the Attorney General to propose regulations to ban all devices that turn legal weapons into machine guns.
Not even Obama went as far outside of his constitutional authority to do what you did. And then Joe just kind of showed up and said, well, it was okay if Trump did it, so let's just go for it. So that's what happened. They just did it a whole lot more than you did. So when you tell me that you are here to do Second Amendment related stuff and that you were advised improperly last time around, and you spoke on the campaign trail and went to gun shops and stuff like that for photo ops, and you appeared to have an understanding of what's going on, I have to ask you, Mr. President, where are you, man? 49 days. 49 days. Late. And some of you might be saying that I'm on their ass. And yes, I am. And the reason that I am is this should be the easy stuff, right? This is all stuff that they can do themselves. And we're 49, going on 50 days late on this. When the real hard stuff that they absolutely need to do, if they want any of this to actually stick, it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of leverage in Congress. And to be straight up, the clock is ticking. You might be like, oh, well, they got 4 years. No, they don't have 4 years. They maybe got 2 years. Typically speaking, Republican administrations lose seats when it comes back around to the midterm elections. So to accomplish any kind of legislative agenda, they got 2 years to get it done. And not even 2 years, because all of those rhinos that are sitting there might vote for something that is pro-Second Amendment today. Maybe. But if you get them anywhere close to an election, they're going to go tits up on us, and they're going to be like, oh, well, it's just not the right time. And then after they resecure that election and we don't have enough seats to pass anything, they're going to start ramming all that Second Amendment political activism because they know that it doesn't have a chance of passing. We the people are sick and tired of our elected officials saying that they're going to do something, and then when they get there, they say, well, it's just not the right time to do it yet, and then they just kick the can down the road until it becomes impossible. We are sick and tired of it. Please go to work. And to whoever is watching right now from the administration, this is going to sound really mean, but no matter what you do now that you are 49 days late, it's going to be, well, about time. unless you've got like straight up, hey, this includes our legislative agenda and it includes packing a must-pass spending bill or something like that to keep the government funded, packing it with like repeal the National Firearms Act and abolish the ATF and all that sort of stuff, unless it includes like stuff like that and it is an absolute nuclear weapon, anything that you do at this point in time is to be like, well, about frickin' time. It's looking pretty bad, folks. Pretty frickin' bad. So anyway, maybe we're going to return to regularly scheduled content tomorrow because it's the feed on my channel just looks like Pam Bondi's face plastered on every frickin' thumbnail because we've been waiting. We've been waiting a long time for you to get your stuff together and do your fucking job.